Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Sunny, and today I'm going to have a look at who's going to win the 2016 US presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and I'm going to do it all by using astrology, of course. Alright, first things first, please share the video, okay? Share it on Facebook or Twitter. It only takes a second to push that button and share it. And I'm sure your friends are going to want to know what I have to say. And here's why. I sat down and recorded the video in real time, right? So we're going to be looking at the charts together, and you're going to see what I saw at the same time I saw it. I first had a look at Hillary Clinton's chart, and then I had a look at Donald Trump's chart, and then I kind of looked at them both together, and I made my final decision. And then obviously there's a little recap at the end. And you're not going to believe what I saw. Yes, I expected to see some things, and they showed up. You know, some of the things I expected kind of showed up. But so there were also a bunch of things I did not expect to see, and they showed up as well. And they totally surprised me, and they could be very big game changers. So if you're into the astrology part, have a look at the video. You know, click on the link in the description, or you can go to the end and see what I said. Now, it doesn't really matter what I think or what I have to say, right? And none of this is what I do or don't believe in anyways. It's or what I want or I don't want or how I would or wouldn't vote. It's strictly, you know, what the astrology says, and you'll see it as well. But here's something extremely important. On the day of the election, the moon is going to switch signs. That means our mood, everyone's collective mood, is going to change. So, and why is this important, right? This is super important. And this is why you should share your video. It's because, once again, the mood and what we back is going to change. So, whoever you feel like voting for in the morning, that's going to change. That should change by afternoon, or the reasons or whatever. And so, if you have friends who are undecided or are on the fence, their views or their decision or who they're going to vote for is probably going to be one thing the day before, and on the day their mood's probably going to change. So they might vote one way in the morning and vote a different way in the afternoon. And depending on how you want them to, your friends to vote, you might want to influence them however you want, right? And that's my blah blah blah. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if they're really good, then I'll read some of them out on the weekly Love Horoscopes video that comes out every Thursday that I write for the Echo newspapers in Kamloops, BC. And that's the action. It comes out on the channel, right? Of course, the video comes out on the channel, horoscopes go in the newspaper. Duh. Okay? And so once again, please share the video. Please take everything with a grain of salt. It's not necessarily who I want to win or whatever. It's just what I see in astrology and in the charts, and we're going to look at it at the same time in a couple of moments. And once again, your mood's going to change during the day. So if you're on the fence, you might want to get out and vote early, or you might want to think about it. It's all up to you. But just letting you know, there's going to be a mood swing on the date of the election. And that by itself is super important. And that's the action, you know. This is a long video, so I put timestamps in the description for you. And with that, it's game on, playa. Time to make your move. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Sunny. It's nighttime here. I had a really long day, but again, I'm sitting at home. I have bleach in my hair. I'm just time for a new paint job, and I'm about to check out the charts of the election coming up. So here on the screen we have both charts, one of Hillary and one of Donald Trump. These are their birth charts, and let's just pull up. And I also have on top of them, overlaid on these charts, I put the transits, what's going to happen in the sky at the time of the election. And let's see, I set the time of the election, I set it for Washington, D.C., and I set it for 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so but it's going to shift during the day, right? And you'll see as we transit through, there's certain things that are going to shift. Now, before we get down to the charts and we highlight and I show you what's going on, first things first, please, absolutely please, share this video. It's only going to be up for a couple of weeks, and I'd love for everyone to see, you know? And it's quite interesting. And I may or may not have a different approach to reading astrology than some of the other guys, but I'm spending a bit of time working on this, and I really do appreciate if you share it. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, of course, please subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. What else is going on here? All right, let's pull up Hillary's chart. So first things first, I had to rectify the chart. It's not, can you guys see this? It looks a little small, but I had to rectify the chart because we didn't know her birth time. So you see up here, it says 8:02 a.m. There are two popular times for Hillary, and it's her birth. One is 8 a.m. and the other is like 8 p.m. And they're quite opposite. Like it's opposite, right? However, so I went and I rectified the chart. And there's a way of finding birth times if you don't really know, and it's called rectification. And what I did was I added the date of her daughter and the dates of both of her parents and the dates of her marriage, and it overwhelmingly came up in the morning. So we're going to use this time 8 a.m. And I'm not entirely sure if you can see everything here. I do see that it's a little small, but then again, that's as big as I can make it right here. I wonder if I can zoom in. Oh, wrong way. Good job, Sonny. Hey, look at that. I can make it bigger. All right, new programs. Let's get a pencil here. Okay, it's a little blurry. That's all right. So on the inside here, if you can see the cursor, let's get some paint action going on. On the inside here, these planets here, this is her chart. And on her natal chart, her birth chart. And on the outside, these are the transiting planets. No big deal. Astrology 101. Now, what else is going on here? So that's how I came up with her birth time. And you'll see that it's kind of important, but not super important. And I'm kind of looking at this in real time here. I'm trying to figure it out with you. And I'm really excited, actually. It's kind of fun for me. And let's get down to it. What else is going on? Before we get into this, before I pulled up these charts, and I didn't do it on this computer. I pulled it, my astrology software is on the computer at the studio, and I'm sitting at home right now. I poured myself a glass of wine, and my head's covered in bleach, and it's going to burn, and I'm going to have to go shortly. And but before all of this, I fully expect to see certain things in some of these charts, and let's see if they come up or not. What else is going on here? I made a couple of notes, and I'm going to keep score as we go along to see what happens. Now, to let you guys know, predicting winners isn't really my specialty, but it is a lot of fun. And let's see what happens. Today, we're going to look at certain planets and see what they're doing at the time of the election, okay? That's the whole point of these transits right here. And as we do it, hopefully we'll learn a little bit about astrology at the same time. Today, we're going to look at the moon. Let's see if I can circle this. The moon. We're going to look at Venus. So where's Venus? Look at that. Venus is in the second house. She's attracting money right now. What else is going on? We're going to look at Mars. Where's Mars? What's going on with Mars? Dude, where's Mars? Oh, Mars is right here. Mars in the third house, communication. See, she's having problems and fighting with communication. And finally, we're going to look at Jupiter. And Jupiter is where big stuff is happening. Did I cancel? Did I cross it? This is Jupiter up here. See that Jupiter in the 11th house? She's making a lot of friends, and the world is getting to know her even more and more and more. She's becoming super popular. But that's really what's going on when you're in an election of this kind. Okay, let's delete all of that stuff. Before we get down, I want to tell you something neat about Hillary. See all of this Virgo, Leo energy, right? It's very showy in the 9th house. And then there's something really interesting. See this, so she's got a lot of Scorpio energy, and that's not so weird. And someone said she had a lot of Virgo energy in her chart, but I'm not seeing it. This, according to this chart here, which is close or not so close, I don't really know, and it doesn't really matter today anyways. But it's a lot of Leo energy. Anyways, here's a neat thing. I set the time for 8 a.m., but it is and isn't important, especially for one interesting thing that you'll see in a second. And there are some astrologers who don't even use the birth time. Some of them just use the birth date, like Elizabeth over at Addicted to Astrology. When I interviewed her a number of years ago when I hosted the Astrology Summit, and she puts the sun on the ascendant right here. This is how her grandfather taught her how to read astrology, and she does everything from the sun. And that's kind of neat too, because, Hillary's a Scorpio. So, all right, enough blah blah, okay? So I'm a blah blah kind of guy, whatever. All right. First things first. Hillary Clinton is a Scorpio. So, as a Scorpio, she is 100% into power, right? Scorpio is all about power, and it's all about behind the scenes power. It's all about closed doors, backroom deals, and look at some of the other horoscope stuff, the top lists, and some of the ways I describe it. But Scorpio is very much a take care of other people kind of sign. They are very much a powerful sign. They love big business, but they are extremely behind the scenes. And not only is the sun in Scorpio and Venus, what she attracts is in Scorpio, but also her ascendant appears to be in Scorpio as well. So someone whose ascendant is in Scorpio can be a very polarizing person. Some people love these kind of people, right? Let's not say her. Some people love people who are Scorpio ascendants, and some people absolutely hate them. And there's not much of a middle ground. And I'm sure in this world right now, especially in the United States, there are a lot of people who have always loved her, and there are some people who have always hated her. Now, let's look at the planets, and we'll look at what I plan to look at, and then I want to show you guys something that popped out at me that's so profound in this chart that it can be an extreme game changer. I didn't expect to see it, but it makes a lot of sense with what's going on. All right, first, let's have a look at the moon. And the moon is down here. Let's circle it. All right, see that little planet there? That little glyph? It's the moon. Now in astrology, the moon is what we back, Some people say it's our emotional state or blah, blah, blah. But I look at it, and although I do look at it like that, it's like this. In relationship astrology, we want the moon to line up with certain things. When the moon lines up with someone's sun, for example, right, we sort of can't help but back those people up. I'll give you an example from if your moon has an aspect to someone else's sun, then no matter what they do, no matter how horrible they are or a bad person or however they treat you, you always have their back. It's the most bizarre thing. It's painful to watch. It's extremely difficult to go through. And if you have that with someone, you have to just hit the boogie and amscray because you're not going to be able to help yourself. And you hear that all the time. You're like, man, this person is such a bad person, but I can't help myself around them. That's your moon having an aspect to your partner or whoever it is, their sun. So you got to be careful with that on the negative side if you get a bad person, someone, undesirable. But at the other side, if you're looking in a love relationship, it's one of the most powerful connections of a strong and lasting love connection. And many types of astrology look at the sun relating to the moon as the number one. All right, so let's look at this. All right, so we've got the moon. The moon is going to start here in Aquarius in her third house of communication. So she's going to be talking a lot and blah, 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 blah. And it's going to transit from her communication and traveling around to her fourth house of home and family. So she's going to be blah, 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 and then she's going to be settling into home. The moon is going to transit here, right, during the day. But here's something interesting that I didn't see earlier when I was looking at the chart. The moon starts in Aquarius and then it's going to move into Pisces. And this forms a beautiful flowing aspect with the sun. And this aspect right here, when it hits, as it approaches and then it's going to pass, as it's approaching, we are all, we are on the outside. We are all going to throw our energy behind this moon, and we're not going to be able to help it. It's a nice, flowing kind of trine. This is a trine, right? And so it's a good aspect. And so once again, as the day begins, as we're moving this way, nice arrow, Sunny. As we're moving this way, you're going to see, so as the day begins, and this is all in the lead up to the election. So in the everything coming up to here, it really does look like Hillary, just looking at this aspect, it looks like she's going to do very well in the pre-election results. So the early votes should go to Hillary. According to this, we haven't looked at Donald Trump's thing yet, right? I better write that down. Okay. Early votes, writing it down. 1, early votes, and that's the moon, trine Scorp, trine her sun. All right, so that's a big deal. Very big deal. All right. So the moon, once again, is what we get behind, and the sun is who she is. Next, let's look at, I know, we got to speed through this. Not super speed, but next, we have Venus, and that's right here. This is attraction, and this is what's going on at the time. So there are two types of attraction, her natal Venus and, the transiting Venus. And right now, transiting Venus is making Hillary in this second house here. Second house is your money house. She's making money right now. So I'm not surprised to see that. And this house is here. Pluto's here too, but that's not really part of what we're talking about. All right. So there are lots of reasons why she could be attracting love and money, right? Maybe, there are lots of reasons. She's a secretive Scorpio, extremely secretive. 12th house, Sun and Venus. So we don't really know what's going on with her. We don't even know her real birth time. So we don't know where she's making her money, but she's making money right now. All right, what's next? Let's look at Mars. So you guys have that? So far, the moon. We will be backing Hillary up until this time right here. And keep that in mind because that's extremely important for what's coming up. Second, she's attracting a lot of money right now. Third, Mars is in the third house. Mars causes arguments, right? And Mars wants, to butt heads and cause a bit of problems. And it's in the third house. And this is our house of short trips and communication. And so, as you can see, she's getting frustrated and flustered when she's speaking. And I don't know, I'm up here in Canada and all the news I'm hearing is, look at the details, check the internet. If you don't believe me, check the internet. Excuse me, but what kind of idiot search? You're not supposed to believe what you read on the internet. That's got to be the dumbest thing I've heard in a million years. But like, she's not dumb, okay? She's extremely smart. But like, she's definitely flustered in saying that you're supposed to believe your leaders. You're not supposed to be like, look it up in the internet. You're supposed to be like, why would I do that? I'm not supposed to trust you. Like, anyways, that's her Mars. That's Mars transiting her third house. She's getting flustered in communication, but whatever. That's part of the action for the gig, for what she's going through, anyways. And finally, but not finally, there's something interesting. We have Jupiter, which is the major big planet of luck and expansion, and it's happening in her 11th house of her social network. So which is not weird because she's highly public right now. See this line right here, this horizon kind of line? Everything above this line is your public life. Got it? Everything down here is private, right? Fourth house is your home, right? Cancer is your home. You know, first house is Aries. It's me, 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 me. You know, and you get your like, they're all, you know, like Gemini, it's me. Taurus, your money, the money you make. You know, this is all me, 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 me. Outside here is public. This right here is your public, you know, this is your career, and this is the money you make from your career, and this is your social network. This is public. So having this right here, she is expanding in major ways her public network. She's also up for rewards, potentially, and big ones for work she's already done. You see that? I'll explain it to you a little bit more. Let's nuke some of this. The first house here is I am. The second house is the money you make. Is the money you make. You make money. Got it? Sixth house is your work. This is Virgo. You know, Virgo's work, right? This is your work house. This is your career. You know, this, and in this house, the 11th, it's money you make from your career. The 7th house is your partnership. The 8th house is money you make from and with your partner. Nothing too spooky about that. All right, so those are the planets that we wanted to look at. What does it all mean? It means as the day begins, right, and especially in pre-election voting, I don't know if you have pre-election voting, but the pre-votes, she's going to win. Oh, according to this, everybody's going to put their effort behind her, and she's gaining a lot of steam right now. All right, so that's the action on that. But as I was rectifying this chart, now I haven't looked at Trump's chart yet. We're going to look at it together. But as I'm looking, there's one more thing as we go on. This is the planet of attraction. And this is your career, right? So usually guys who win elections or guys who win things publicly have some kind of transit between that and this, some kind of association. But let's look at the numbers. Let's see. So we have 26, and this looks like 5 degrees, 5 degrees. So 26 is going to fall in here somewhere. So yeah, she is attracting in her career, and she's attracting in her public career. All right. But none of this is weird, right? You kind of expect this. She didn't get here by accident, right? All right. Now, time for a little glass of wine. Next, when I was looking at this chart earlier, right, I was rectifying, figuring out the times. Something stood out in a major, profound way, and it's right here. This is her natal Venus right here. This is what Hillary attracts, right? Got it? The Venus is what we attract. It's love and money. I talk about it every single week. Every Thursday in the love horoscopes, I talk about lucky in love, what we're attracting. This is what she's attracting. This is the sun. The sun is the light, obviously. The sun is also attention. And it's, in this situation, it's us, looking at someone. The moon, again, extremely important. In many forms of astrology, look primarily at the moon when they're trying to see what's going on. This is what we're going to back, whether we want to or not, uncontrollably. But this is super important, and this right here could be a game changer. More than anything else in this chart, and I don't know what's in Trump's chart yet, but this is a major game changer. And it's really important. So watch this. Okay, so leading up to the time of the election, the light is going to get brighter and brighter and brighter on Hillary. She is attracting the light. You guys got that? She is attracting the light. And she does it every single year at this time. So when her husband was running for president, she was extremely in the spotlight. She was just sucking in all of the attention, right? Attracting attention. You guys got that? Attracting attention. All right. There's something really interesting about this. In pre-election, before this date, she's going to attract more and more attention, and she's going to be in the spotlight, and everybody's going to think Hillary, 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 Hillary. But I got to tell you guys something. In astrology, once we hit this number, 1614, and this is correct. Whatever house it's in is whatever house it's in. But this is a correct number. And this is a correct number as well. When the sun hits this number, it's done. This is called a separating aspect. The sun at this time, on this date, has gone past her Venus. So every year, all right, every election, she's in the light, she's getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then after the election, or after this passes, she disappears. All right, why is this important? Well, she's trying to be president of the United States. What's going to okay, now, if this was at 15 degrees, if it was right beside it at 15 degrees, right here, then this is called an applying aspect. She's moving into the light, moving into the light, moving into the light. But this is the time of the election, the day of the election. The light is leaving Hillary. For whatever reason, it's leaving. I don't know yet if she's going to be elected or not, but I do know that right after the election, she's going to disappear. And maybe she doesn't make it. Maybe she wins the election but doesn't get inaugurated as president or whatever. Or something happens to make her hit the boogie. She's a Scorpio. Scorpios stick around, right? But I don't know. But this is a separating aspect, and I've seen it so many times it's not even funny. In relationship, it's really close, right? It's 1616. But once the number hits, it's gone. And guys, this, I hate to burst anyone's bubble, okay? This is breakup energy right here. I've seen it before. Okay, again, it's a separating aspect. This is a game, if she's moving, this is a game changer right here. It's not what I expected to see. I really didn't expect to see this, but when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Every election, again, she's in the light, she's gaining steam, and then she disappears. You know? And it's going to happen again. If the election happened one day earlier, no problem. This would be an applying aspect, and she'd be a lock. Like, there'd be no question in my mind she would 100% win. But this, guys, this is breakup energy. I'm writing it down. All right, so let's look at what we have here. The moon is what we back. And so as we go along, oh no, what happened to my thing? Okay, as we go along, everyone is going to uncontrollably be behind Hillary, until the moon gets to 2 degrees Scorpio. All right? I mean, the moon gets to 2 degrees Pisces. It's going to happen in the afternoon sometime. And then, once again, we are going to have a separating aspect. All right? So she has 2 separating aspects. That's not cool for someone who wants to win something. It means breakup energy. All right. So, if you want Hillary to win, you guys all got to get out and vote really early. Encourage all of your friends to vote super early, because come the afternoon, the spotlight's going to leave her. Come the afternoon, you're not going to want to, back her anymore. So, that's the action with Hillary. I think it's interesting. All right, what's going on with Mr. Trump? Let's blow this up and see what kind of action we have here. Oh man, too big. Okay, let's see what's going on. So, Trump's a Gemini, which is no big deal because he's always speaking nonsense, right? He's always 2 sides of him. And, he doesn't shut up. But at the same time, he is like a major cowboy, right? And I know Americans like their cowboys. It's funny, guys, this election seems to be, from one angle anyways, it's looking like a contest between Hillary the nerd and Clinton the cowboy. And, not Clinton, Hillary the nerd and Donald Trump the cowboy. And it should be interesting to see what's going to happen. But here's some interesting stuff just to point out in his chart as we're going blah, blah, blah and looking away. First things first, check this out. Jupiter in the 2nd house. Okay? Jupiter, big, right? Expansive. 2nd house, money. There's no surprise this guy's rich, right? Oh, geez. Check this out. Oh, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I didn't expect to see this. I expected this. Okay? Obviously, Trump's going to make money. Jupiter's in his 2nd house. Transiting Jupiter. This guy is making a big truck, super tanker amount of money right now. You can't get much bigger than this. And remember what I said earlier? This is going to make a thing to the aspect there, except it doesn't. It doesn't come into here. It goes into here, which is higher learning and spirituality and distant shores. And if I do say so, I have take a wild assumption and guess that Trump is definitely learning as he's going along in a very big way. So that's kind of interesting. Did I get that house right? Libra. What is this? Libra. That looks like Taurus. If that's Taurus, then it's not going here. It's going here. Oh, geez. Oh, you guys aren't going to... Guys. I'm writing it down. Jupiter, aspect. 2nd to 10th house. Guys, this is one of the aspects of someone who wins elections. I'm very serious. This is... Okay, just to let you guys know. I did not expect to see that. Let's go back to the... Let's forget that. Let's forget all of that for a second. Let's go back to what I expected to see. First things first, right? I focus on love and relationships. And we'll look at the moon. The moon is going to start here, and then it's going to transit here, and it's going to be in this house for the rest of the day. So as the day begins, we're going to throw our energy behind Hillary, but then it's going to go into Donald Trump's 7th house of relationships. When I say we're lucky in love, it's because the moon is in the 7th house. Everyone is going to want to partner up with Donald Trump in the afternoon for whatever reason. This is a major indicator of throwing your votes at Trump. I don't know why or what, but with the moon here, Trump is lucky in relationships. Everyone is going to want to have a relationship with him. Next, what did I write down here? So that's the moon. Venus, what's he going to attract? Venus is here. This is in his home, right? Oh my God! Guys! It's a separating aspect, right? But Venus is in the sign opposite of Trump's sun. This is a second lucky in love or relationship kind of aspect. He's attracting relationships and partners. He's attracting people who want to work with him. Where's the Mars before we get back to Jupiter again? Oh, I can't believe what I'm watching, guys. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Mars here is in his 5th house of creativity and children, and the 5th house was actually the original house of relationships, just to let you guys know. And oh man, okay. And so he's having a lot of arguments and trouble here. His efforts to be creative are completely being thwarted, which is not so it's just really funny, but it's not that strange to see or say, because he's trying to be creative in the debates and his approach to everything, and man, he's looking stupid. And so I think that's the Mars happening right here. You'd think it's a communication thing, right? But it's Mars in his creativity. He's getting a little stupid. And forget these oppositions. We're looking at this in a very simple kind of way. But right now, we have the first two, like I expected, where's my paintbrush, man? I expected to see this in someone's chart, and I expected to see this in someone's chart. And it just happens that it's happening in Trump's chart. So he is attracting opposite his sun, which is relationships. He is attracting in his 7th house of we are throwing our energy and our efforts. We're backing his relationship sector. This is crazy. I didn't expect to see all of this. All right, what else is going on? Mars, he's being stupid in communications. It's funny. But he's a cowboy. What do you want? He shoots from the hip. He tells it the way he sees it. If he's wrong, he admits it. Or he doesn't. I could be wrong about that. I don't follow everything. But when it comes to business, when he's not into losing money. So he'll cut it. Whatever. No need to speculate on that. Let's stick with astrology, Sonny. All right, having said all of that, I expected this. This is obvious. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect that thing in Hillary's chart where she's attracting all of the light, and I really didn't expect to see transiting Jupiter in Trump's 2nd house going into his career. This, I didn't expect it. I got to be honest. But ask the astrologers. This is one of the top indicators of. I didn't expect it. This is one of the top indicators of someone who's about to have a major public breakthrough in their career. All right. So, wow, grain of salt. What else is going on? Let's put these charts side by side and see if we see anything else. See how it all works out. So that's what we have. In Hillary's chart, we have this right here. The sun transiting her Venus. The sun is the light it's applying. I expect her to win all of the early votes. Very much I expect her to win all of the early votes. But this here is, I specialize in relationships, right? This is breakup energy. It's really close, It's like, it's so close it's not even funny. So depending on the time and everything, it might apply, it might not, but that's breakup energy. When we get to this chart, man, I expected to see this. I follow the moon and Venus. The moon is, we throw our energy behind relationships. He's not going to win anything early, right? This is all 6th house of work. They're like, people are going to be at work, and then they're going to get into the relationship thing. I expected, I expected this in someone's chart, and I expected this in someone's chart. Once again, Venus is what you attract, and he's attracting opposite his sun, which is relationships. But more than anything else, I didn't expect to see this, but guys who tend to win things, especially big and public, tend to have this aspect right here. And straight up, that's the action, guys. That's what I see, and that's why I see it. So looking at the score, I've been writing it down. Keeping score, Hillary over here should win all of the early votes. All of it, like 100%. She should blow everyone away early. But this breakup energy, forget this. This breakup energy is going to leave her in the shadows for whatever reason. Maybe she gets sick again. I don't want to see that. I'm a Scorpio. I don't want to see anyone get sick. And I like Hillary. She's a brainer and she's a Scorpio. I respect her. And I don't, okay, whatever. Don't anyone get mad at me because of that, And but Trump did well in the entertainment industry. He's into real estate. My parents own an apartment building too. And I'm a business owner here in Central Lonsdale in North Vancouver, and I'm in the entertainment industry my whole life, and so I can relate to both of these guys. And and I say stupid stuff all the time too. But guys, this Jupiter thing is absolutely massive. So Jupiter is the most massive. And I didn't expect to see this. I didn't expect to see this thing here. I didn't expect to see this. And I sure didn't expect to see this. But that's the action. And so, here we go. Final synopsis. Here we go. I think, because of these aspects right here, Jupiter, Venus, relationships, and the moon where we throw our energy, versus the separating aspects, that's a big deal. Separating aspects. I believe this is going to be close, but I think Donald Trump is going to win this election. Don't hate me for that. I don't get a vote. I'm sitting up here in Canada. And that's the action, guys. Please share this video. I'm trying to, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I have the weekly love scopes that I write for the Echo newspapers and Kamloops. Comes out every Thursday. And there's lots of fun stuff on the channel. And that's the action. From thesunnyside.net, I'm Sunny, wishing everyone the absolute best of a beautiful week. Please take this with a grain of salt. This is not my strength. I'm doing my best, but the way I'm reading it is my strength. But that's what I see, and that's why I see it. Thank you very much for spending some time with me tonight. And again, wishing everyone the absolute best of a beautiful week. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you get out and vote. And I'll see you soon. Okay, guys, welcome back. So that's what I saw, and as much as I like Hillary, and she is attracting all of the light right now, it does look like her luck is going to run out at the worst possible time. And don't get mad at me for saying any of this. You know, I'm a Scorpio, double Scorpio, right? And as such, I mean, it should be obvious, right? That I'm going to back all things Scorpio, right? I want to see Scorpio succeed. I mean, her luck and my luck are kind of the same. But I saw separation energy, and there's no way I can sugarcoat that. You know, maybe it comes afterwards, maybe it comes before, you know? So, anyways, as for Trump, that Jupiter aspect is leading to something extremely big. And leading to something, and I showed it in the chart, right? So it's extremely big, on par with him becoming a billionaire, right? So keep that in mind. And so, okay, anyways, here's a final reminder. Please share the videos. You know, maybe even subscribe to the channel if you want. But above all, know in advance that the general mood is going to change during the day. And this is going to heavily affect voters who are on the fence. And finally, from what I saw, you know, what we looked at together, I see a Donald Trump victory in the 2016 US presidential election. Alright, and that's the action, you know? Once again, these videos are supposed to be fun, and it really doesn't matter what I have to say. So, take it all with a grain of salt, and vote with your own heart and conscience. And that's it. From thesunnyside.net, I'm Sunny, wishing everyone the absolute best of a beautiful week. And I'll see you soon.